Good day, everyone. It's Meredith Leon McCormick again. Today has been an amazing day. I had an opportunity to interview some wonderful people. And so, last but not least, I want to introduce you to this young lady that I heard about through a dear friend, Shelly. And she introduced me to Miss Brittany Baker. Pun intended, because she is a baker. Brittany, please give us your full name again and the name of your company.
I'm Brittany Baker. That is my real last name, and I am the founder and CEO of FOMO Baking Company.
So, what is FOMO? Tell us what's FOMO.
FOMO is just like the acronym that you might have heard of, stands for fear of missing out. We are a completely free, allergen-free bakery. Everything is completely free of gluten, dairy, eggs, peanuts, tree nuts, and soy, and baked fresh in our dedicated commercial kitchen right behind me. And it is so that people who have allergies or dietary restrictions don't have to have fear of missing out when they're at parties or friends' houses or work or wherever they may be.
Wow. Okay, so you are based in New Jersey, which is a stone away from us in New York City, so very accessible.
And we ship nationwide.
Yay! That's the operative word. We ship nationwide. So now there's a backstory to you because yes, you created this wonderful company, Treats for Us, but you did it because it's very personal to you. You were diagnosed with celiac disease. Is that correct?
I was. So in my former life, I was a lawyer, and during my second year of law school, I was diagnosed with celiac disease. And this was about a decade ago, and being gluten-free was not trendy then. So there were no options, and I sat through so many weddings and friends parties and just countless times sitting there not eating while everyone else was enjoying delicious foods around me. And food is such a communal experience that it's really isolating to not be able to partake. Mm-hmm. And it was there that I kind of started dreaming about, creating a bakery that could be inclusive. And I not only wanted to be inclusive for people like me with celiac disease that can't have gluten, but for people that have more than one allergy, because you're in New York City, there are nut-free bakeries, and there are vegan bakeries, and there are gluten-free bakeries, and there are very delicious bakeries for all of these things. But really no one else is doing something that's completely and totally free of all of the allergens. And that's what I wanted to do, because a lot of times people that have one restriction have other restrictions, or people might have a nut allergy and be vegan. And, I wanted something that was delicious for them to eat, but I also wanted something that tasted so good that the rest of their friends or their family wouldn't say, do I really have to eat that with you? Because I had gotten that reaction from years. People don't want to try things sometimes when they have these misconceptions about what it's going to taste like. And so my goal with creating FOMO was to create something that was so delicious that everyone would enjoy it. Nobody would feel like they're giving something up to eat allergen free, but the people who have the allergies or restrictions could enjoy the same food as everyone else.
Wow, so smart. So you just reversed the table for everyone, but made sure that everybody was very inclusive. Because the regular food that we all eat can't be inclusive for people like you that have allergies and so on. Brilliant idea. So now you were in law school. Did you end up completing law school?
I completed law school. I practiced law at a very big law firm for a couple years. I then went in-house to the Hain Celestial Group, which is one of the largest natural and organic CPG food companies in the country. And they have a pretty small in-house legal team. So I really got to see the whole gamut of, food law and regulations and, how food businesses really function within the country. And that gave me just an amazing background, so that when I decided to make the switch from practicing law to opening a bakery business, I really knew what I had to be doing, prior to launching all of the self-stability testing, having the nutritional profiling done, whether or not it had to be an FDA registered facility. There's a lot of things that go into a food business, just because for understandable reasons, food is very highly regulated. And it was very, helpful having the background and the understanding of, well, if you're shipping across state lines, these things are triggered and these are what you have to do it right.
Wow. Brilliant. You're complete. And you covered everything about when you were creating this business. Very smart. So now I understand you're not really in the wedding business per se. Is like you don't bake cakes, you're not a pastry chef, that's not your thing. So you're not telling people, hey, I can replace your cake. You're just adding your bonus service to it. It's a bonus, it's a treat for people in the wedding industry. So for instance, you do wedding favors, correct?
So we do a lot of favors. We can do our bite-sized cookies in 2 packs or 5 packs or 10 packs, whatever size favor. And we also can do, a handful of bites or cookies. If you're hosting a wedding and you have 10 vegan guests or 5 guests with nut allergies or whatever your particular guests have, you can order even direct from our website, just a couple sleeves to have so they can have some treats while everyone else is enjoying their delicious wedding cake.
Wow, that's so smart. But I like that we chatted about it, and I was telling Shelly that it would be super cool because I don't know if you remember when people were replacing wedding cakes with the donut cake. They took donuts and they stacked them. I think it would be super cool because 90% of the time, everybody doesn't finish the cake because it's just too much. It's massive. I had the honor of having Ron Ben Israel do my daughter's wedding cake when she got married. And we ate cake for days, weeks. It was just so much, So it would be super cool to see if we can start making your cookie cake a trending thing, So what have you been doing as far as little packets, that because Shelly said that you do these pre-packets, that it's like little taste of every little of the little treats that you have. Is that correct?
Yep. So we do, all of our cookies are about 3 bite size. They're round, they're a little over an inch in diameter. And instead of, buying a single cookie when you order from us, or if you're doing favors or what have you, currently we sell them as packs of 5, 10, 25, or 50. And soon we'll actually be launching 2 packs, which are, perfect little individual favors or, just bring to work or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But they're really just the perfect bite-sized treats. And then one of the best things about them is that they all come packaged and double sealed so that you don't have to worry if you're serving them to somebody who has a severe allergy about any kind of cross-contamination. Because in, the dietary restriction world, one of the biggest, I'd say, blessings and curses is, being gluten-free or being vegan or, being nut-free has become more trendy. But if somebody's baking something that's one of those things in a commercial kitchen that's used with traditional ingredients, there's always the risk of some kind of cross-contamination.
Right.
And for people who are anaphylactic or who have celiac disease like myself, that's very dangerous because the tiniest bit can make someone very ill.
Right.
So when I bake, everything is baked in, our dedicated kitchen that was built completely for this purpose and this purpose only with brand new equipment. And everything is not only sealed once, but sealed twice within 2 layers of packaging prior to leaving the kitchen behind me before I, even box it up to ship it out. Right. So that way that somebody knows when they're receiving it, that there is nothing that has come in contact with it prior to them eating it.
Fabulous. And you have an assortment of products that you make, from the chocolate chip, brownie, oatmeal raisin, sugar cookies. You have snickerdoodles.
Yep. It's like a cinnamon sugar. It's one of my favorites.
I love it. So it's not, so we're not missing out on anything when it comes to treats.
Yeah, it's all of the classic flavors that, everyone has their own personal favorite. And it's very funny to me because people will say, well, what's the best flavor? And I've really found that it just depends on your personality. Like, I am a chocolate fan and I love our chocolate chip. My husband, he's not huge into chocolate, so he's more into the oatmeal raisin and the snickerdoodle. And it's really just whatever you gravitate towards,
right?
Because everyone has their own taste preferences.
Okay, fabulous. So now, who hires you for this? Is this the wedding planner? Or are you attached to wedding planners or caterers? How do people find you?
All of the above. We've spoken to wedding planners before, we've spoken to caterers before, we've spoken to, the couples getting married, if somebody's hosting a bridal shower. It's kind of whoever is in charge of coordinating the food aspect of the event.
Right.
Especially because if you're hosting a wedding and you know that there is a handful of people that have restrictions, you might reach out to us directly, or you might direct the caterer from the place that's, providing the rest of the desserts that, in addition to what they're serving to everyone else, you need 5 desserts such as these for people that
Right.
have allergies.
Well, that's great. You thought of everything. And I'm not surprised, law degree and now into the baking industry. So I totally see how you can be an asset to anybody for their special occasions, whatever that is. And that includes both weddings, soirees before and after the weddings, but also corporate events. So that's the big thing. And then you also mentioned something to me about the subscription. Tell us a little bit about the subscription.
So the majority of our day-to-day business, in addition to doing special events, is we do direct to consumer from our website. I bake it fresh, I ship directly that day or the next day, and it gets to you in a day or two nationwide. And what we have a lot of people do, especially now that school is back in session, is, if you have a child with a food allergy, we actually do subscriptions where you can sign up for either weekly or monthly subscriptions. And, you can have 25 cookie bites delivered every month. So, you can stick 1 or 2 in your child's lunchbox every day, or for an after school snack, or, as a treat on the weekends. And you don't have to worry about thinking, oh, well, are we running low? Do I have to order more? We provide a discount to our subscribers. So there's obviously the monetary incentive, but it also just is one less thing to think about.
Exactly.
You just, get wherever your mail is, and you have a box of fresh baked cookies waiting for you.
I love it. I love it. You thought of everything. Thank you so much. Are there any last minute tidbits that you want to share with our readers and viewers?
Just, we can find us online on FOMObaking.com, or feel free to reach out at info@FOMObaking.com if you have a request for a special event. For orders of probably more than 400 bites, we request, at least probably a week's notice, just since I'm literally a one-woman show and I do all the baking myself, so I need to plan accordingly. But we do orders of any size. I'm currently working on an order of 12,000 cookies for next week. So we can handle any capacity. We just need the notice to plan accordingly.
Absolutely. So that's a good point, so that people need to give you ample time so they can the further in advance they plan, the better it is, so you can schedule things in.
Of course, the order that I'm working on, I'm not obviously baking it yet for next week because all of our products are fresh baked, but just,
Right.
In terms of planning our timing and schedules, when things get baked and when things get packaged, the more notice, the better. And especially what a lot of times for bridal events, especially, people like to do is to, custom make stickers for the packaging that have their wedding hashtag or their couple's initials, or really whatever they can imagine. And with ample time, we can actually have those either sent from the couple or order them ourselves, and put that special packaging together so that, the favors are really personalized for the event.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm looking forward to placing my orders, because I tell you, I think they're brilliant ideas for thank yous to clients and our readers. I think it's a great giveaway to, at the end of the wedding treats, instead of anything else, doodads that they won't use. So I think it's great wedding favor gifts. So congratulations on that. So I'm going to bid you a good day, and I want to thank all our viewers and readers for participating in another series of WBM. And this season for the fall, we're going to make sure we bring you the brightest and the newest vendors, most iconic vendors in the wedding industry, that's going to be able to help you navigate your way through this wedding for 2021 all the way to beyond. So thank you again, everyone. And until the next time, ciao, Bella.
Thank you.